As a resource for your family, I want to introduce you to the Nehemiah Prayer. The hits kept coming. See, when you're in church leadership, you're often at the intersection of families and their greatest challenges. But something has felt different for me over the last couple of years. Year after year, parents have been sharing with me serious issues with their children and teen. These weren't pray for my son to get on the lacrosse team or pray my daughter gets a scholarship kind of prayers. These prayer requests were devastating, filled with tears and pain. They were about their child's clinical depression or overwhelming medical needs or severe learning disability. And when you hear it, you can't help but to get swallowed up by the fear and despair yourself. They're the kind of prayers that would send anyone to their knees. Are you, parents, are you there right now? Are your knees buried in the carpet, calling out to God, but you don't know how to pray? So Nehemiah, a Jewish man in a foreign land, heard that his home was being overrun by terrorists and gangs, and he couldn't do anything about it from where he was. But that wasn't true, actually. The first thing he did was to get on his knees and call on the only person who could actually do something about all of the problems, his Heavenly Father. And so I want to introduce you to the Nehemiah Prayer. The first thing you want to do with the Nehemiah Prayer is identify the shame. In verse 3, Nehemiah identifies the shame of the broken walls and the city in ruins. And so for you, name the area of shame or brokenness for your family. But the next thing here is remind yourself who is hearing your prayer. You see, in verse 5 tells us you're praying to the definition of love, the one who hears your pain, the one who sees the pain. Spend time praising God for being all of that for you. Now, be honest about yourself and your family. This is the next step. You see, in verse 7 through 10, Nehemiah is honest about himself and his family's involvement. He names himself, his immediate family, and his countrymen as ones who contributed to their situation. Look, you got to be honest with God about you and your family. If your ears are closed to the part you may have played, then they won't be open when God tells you how to fix it. And then the next step, and honestly, the easiest step is ask for what you need. So we come to verse 11. Having done all of the other steps, this is really the easiest part. You simply ask. Most of the work of your prayer is reminding yourself of who God is and who you are. By the time you're done, your faith will be fortified, and you won't need to feel like you have to cajole or demand or bargain. All you need to do now is ask for what you need and wait on your Heavenly Father to provide. This is the Nehemiah Prayer.